Good, everybody. This is Kevin Hogan, author of The Science of Influence, The Psychology of Persuasion, 22 other books that have been translated into 45 languages around the world. Thank you. That's all about you. Today, how to start a conversation. How to start a conversation. Somebody says, hey, so how are you doing? Well, there's a stupid thing to ask. Let's just look at a couple of really silly things to ask, okay? Like, how are you? All right? Do you want to, this is for a real conversation with a real human being. You know, the very first thing a person thinks when they ask that is like, how are you? Okay, jak się masz, right over in Poland. You say jak się masz, proszę, dobrze, right? It's good. But they're really not, right? Nobody's all that good, right? We had problems yesterday, we have problems today. Everything is going to hell today, everything is going to hell yesterday. Life is not as easy as it seems. I don't like asking people how they're doing, okay? I will say, how did your day go today if I'm presenting, and I want to know like how people, how people's day went. Everybody's day went great. This is a whole different story. How did the day go today? Okay. Now that doesn't mean that stuff didn't happen at home. They didn't get texts about their little baby or their girlfriend or something like that. All right. But I got a better chance at a positive response here from how are you, jak się masz, than I did like for just randomly somebody going to work and me saying, how you doing today? Okay, Tristan walks in the door here. I say, what's going on today? What's interesting? What's happening? Okay, because it's a lot more likely to get an honest response. I would really like to get the honest response stuff out of the way early in the morning. All right, early in the morning, because then I don't have to deal with it later in the afternoon, and we're going to have a more productive day. Take 5 minutes, 7 minutes, deal with something up front, and then get to work. Okay. So don't ask people how they are. Instead, say something like, like what's going on in life that's interesting right now. First of all, it makes people think. By the way, it make them think that you're a little weird or strange or odd. If that's not okay, then you don't stand out from the crowd anyway, and so none of this is all that helpful in the first place. If you're trying to be just like everyone else, you'll get the same results as just like everyone else. Just like everyone else, ask that girl out for a date over there, right? And she says no to either everyone or everyone except for one person. Okay, so 100 guys, ask her out with the same line, the same thing, and either she says no to 100 or she says no to 99. So by saying the same thing that everybody says, you have a 0 chance. 1 chance in 100, maybe. Okay, 0 or 1 in 100. I hate those kind of odds. Say, so there's other things you can do. Okay. So when I went to a bar. I went to a bar about 6 months. 6 months ago. I'm in San Diego. I'm with Em and Tristan, and we're sitting there, and I'm sitting like on the end spot, and this girl sits down next to me, and I look at her, and she was, you could tell she was a college student. And I said, so where do you go to school at? And she said, how'd you know I was in school? And I said, I don't know, it's San Diego. Everybody goes to school in San Diego. Does anybody have a job here? I don't know, everybody's in school. So she says, well, I'm UCSD, University of California, San Diego. I was like, cool. I go, so what are you studying? She says, I'm studying to be a nurse. Oh, I like that, that's kind of cool. Are you gonna go all the way to RN, or are you gonna stop at LPN? Oh, now, simple, right? What do you like about this idea? By the way, are you aware that if you go RN, you can do gigs around the country like for 6 months at $50 an hour and pretty consistently? Oh yeah, I've heard that. Everybody's heard this in nursing, and they get this, right? So now all of a sudden, we're just right into it. I haven't asked her her name yet. Now I can. Now I've got something. She knows that I get her world, right? And that happened just like that. How are you? Well, it's not all that exciting, is it, right? All right? So that's not so great. So what's interesting that's happening in life right now? Oh, nothing much. Okay. I go, so like nothing interesting is happening at all? Like nothing? You didn't get ticked off at the boss today at the office and everybody's good and your whole, wow, that's cool. Tell me about it. Well, I don't know. I get up in the morning, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this. Now I know the person's lifestyle. How are you? I'm fine. How are you? Fine. Right? Which do we want? Right? We want something interesting, right? So we're going to avoid saying the benign pretty much forever, okay? Unless a person's in the hospital and you say, so, how are you doing today? All right? It's like, okay, I'm getting a little better. I'm feeling a little better. Great. Okay, cool. Right? Okay. An interesting way to frame this in some contexts is, what is happening in life that has your attention? What's happening in life that has your attention? I don't believe anyone's ever shared this with you. This is something I've been testing out this year in various contexts. I really like this a lot. What's happening in life that has your attention? Okay, now it's a little intellectual, it's a little intelligent, it's a little off-putting maybe, it's a little quirky, maybe it's really an insightful question. You don't know the answers to these questions, by the way, until you ask them of 100 people, and I haven't got to 100 on this one, but I do love the concept. What's happening in life that has your attention? No, and that's what they were thinking about on the way to work today. That's what they were thinking about when they were out with their boyfriend last night, or the guy that they dumped, or whoever. What's happening in life that has your attention right now? Nobody's ever heard that question before, so ask it. Okay, now let's go back to our girl over here, right? Okay, so 100 guys ask her, how are you? Or when you fell from heaven, did you break your wings? She was an angel, right? She was a brain angel, right? So when you fell from heaven, did you break your wings? Angel, right? By the way, that's fine. That's kind of cute if the one person says it. If 100 people say it, she's calling back the first guy that she said yes to, and then is going to tell him no, right? So she's still 100 no's and 0 yeses. But if you say what's happening in life that has your attention, you might have a 20% chance of getting the gig here. Okay, you might have a 10%, it could be 50%. Let's find out. One thing is for sure, it's going to be way better than, so did your wings break when you fell from heaven? Makes sense, right? Okay, all right. Who do I talk to buy you a drink? Who do I talk to get you a seat? Who do I bug to get you a seat? Who do I ask a person a question that requires that they tell you something other than fine, okay? Like, that's a really good strategy too, okay? Next. Hey, are you willing to teach me something about what's going on here? Like, are you willing? Hey, would you be willing to show me around this place? It looks like you know this. You come here. Yes, you're here all the time, right? Will you, like, show me around? Be willing to do that? You come here? Yeah, you're here often? Like, what do you want to have here? What's good? What's good for food here? Don't ask the waitress. Ask the person that comes there. Okay? All right? Will you be willing to teach me? Will you be willing to show me? Would you be willing to be way smarter than me? Okay? Will you be willing to be way more astute, way more in touch, way more creative? My first time in town, first time here, first time I've done this. Okay, ask somebody for something creative and interesting that they can teach you and they can show you and share you. That's cool, okay? So how do you start a conversation? Get creative. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay if it doesn't sound super cool. It's okay if it's not considered normal. What matters is that it wasn't in a book and you didn't read the same book that 100 people over there wrote and that they asked the girl too. What matters is that you said something a little awkward, and it's okay to stumble on a word or even a phrase, okay, because it shows you're kind of cute, it shows you're not perfectly polished, it shows that you care enough, and when you don't respond like, oh God, I said a stupid thing, that they see that you're fine with everything. And people want to have comfort, okay? So, what's happening in life that has your attention? What's happening in life that's interesting? What's going on? What went on today that was kind of cool? What went on today that really sucked? What went on today that caused you to be, I see that little, you had a stressful day today. By the way, who denies that? Nobody, right? So, you had a stressful day today, yeah? Yeah, tell me. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. No, it's fine. Go. Shoot. I'm listening. I'm here. I got time. I'll share too. Well, yeah, my boyfriend, we all want somebody to talk, and strangers are easier to talk to than friends. Strangers don't judge you as bad as friends, right? That's how you start a conversation, okay? All right, you guys, I will see you here next time.